Okay, so I did just realize that some of these approaches that I'm gonna demo aren't actually in one of the reports that I wrote, but that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and add them in. So there's like I call it the snake relationship. And with small children, especially that you're trying to connect with, give them a little bit more TLC because you need to feed their emotion. They might be hyper emotional. They might have a sensory need, something that you really just need to get closer to this child so that they feel comfortable, that trust is building, and you can address their needs in a better way. And the snake approach is you're gonna move with their body. Children are always moving, they're always in your face, they're always touching you, hand up your shoulder. There are boundaries that I say, oh, this is my body, or I don't like it when you touch me there. Please stop, or I'll just remove their hands without and talk to them about something else without even addressing it, because they're not really doing it cognizantly. They're just like jellyfish and they just move everywhere, and we do get tapped out really quickly. So wherever their body is moving, where they're talking, and you move with their body, typically, let me see if I have Bella over here. So Bella has a mane and her hair's moving, and what I will do is, whether I'm sitting like facing a child or I am sitting beside a child, I will try and like rock and move their body. If they're looking at me, I'm looking at their eyes, not demanding like eye contact and looking at them directly, but I'm like moving the way their head is moving. And the more you get on the floor and watch their bodies, the more you'll kind of understand and be like, oh, now I understand what she's saying. I try to just like move with them and flow with them. And there's gonna be a lot of petting, you know, I'm removing hair out of the face. I'm giving them that soft touch saying, hey, I'm here. Our bodies can talk for us. Just like when they're touching us and they're all, you know, sitting on our lap and climbing on us. That's a not just a demand for attention, but that is telling us, I enjoy your touch, I enjoy your company, and please just be present with me. And so, and a lot of the times in a classroom setting, we can get really tapped out really quickly. So just be cognizant and aware of that need, and it does need to be fulfilled a little bit. But also, if you are tapped out, you also have to do that self-care and be like, okay, I need a break. This is not what I'm doing right now. Maybe there's 50 different things. Maybe it's hot in the classroom and you're just like having a hot flash, or you're just sweating and it's just not comfortable. Take a break, do what you need to, get a drink of water. But there are gonna be a lot of times where you will have to feed that need for them. And this is a way for you to kind of practice and also change the tone a little bit, change the attitude around that so that you can not get tapped out, but be that with them, and then really realizing that this is a need for you to build your relationship and your trust, kind of like a parent-child, but a teacher caregiving, because you are a caregiver and you're not just teaching lessons, you're teaching life lessons and experiences. So move with the child, move with their energy, the stroking, the petting, the hair. You're also teaching them how to touch gently. And so if you have a child that's grabbing or pushing or poking, they need the demonstration on how that feels. How does it feel on their face? How does it feel on their hands? You're petting them, you're stroking them, and you're doing it, you know, to the face, to the arms, wherever there is actual like skin where they can feel it. Some children will be sensitive to this, some children will not like it. That will be something that you'll have to observe and practice and kind of see where the need is. For this particular child, she's a jellyfish, so she wants that. And some children, you know, they'll need the compression. So if they're sitting on my lap and I'm sitting behind them, I'm giving them arm compressions, and I'm giving them a squeeze every once in a while and helping them get that sensory need fixed so that they're able to move on and not necessarily stimulate that need throughout like a pure interaction, because that never usually ends well. Okay, so so the petting, also throughout like nap time, of course, that's usually the time where we see a lot of the petting, you know, the rubbing of the back, the petting of the face, going down the nose and around the eyes and using the cheekbone. These are all very stress relieving areas. You hear this a lot in like the tapping to stress the cheekbones. The rubbing is something that is very soothing for children. And of course we don't want to use like those ticklish spots, or, you know, some children like to be rubbed on their arm, whatever that is. I've even done to kind of find where the children will sometimes tell you through their own movement of where they need to be soothed. And this is really good exercise with shaving cream. I don't add any paint, sometimes I do, but in an exercise that you want to like kind of have their body tell you where they need like this sensory input is just shaving cream. You don't have to use any color, you don't have to add any paint, you just put it on the table. They came over, they'll start petting their arms, putting soft music on. They might go up their neck, they might paint their face, see what that feels like. They might try and taste it. It's all non-toxic, but of course you're going to encourage not anything to be oral, but it's okay if it ends up being oral because it's soap and it's non-toxic soap. But also you want to see where that is, so that's a very therapeutic exercise that they can be in control of. It's a super easy cleanup. You can even take them outside and hose them down, put a little bucket of water out there. They can do it and they can dry in the sun. So that's another exercise that you can do in the classroom to get their sensory input. It could be if they touch a friend or if they touch a friend's clothing, it's not going to ruin it because it's just soap. And you have another sensory activity that you've done that they can really be hands-on and you don't have to necessarily worry. Another approach is the painting of the nails. I saw a teacher do this at a school and I was like, yes, please show them, do more. And actually a child came up to me and asked me, and I wasn't cognizant of what she was asking me because she wasn't asking me at nap time. It was actually outside in play, and I couldn't really understand what she was saying, and my brain wasn't there, but she was asking me to paint her nails, and I was like, oh no, something else happened, sorry. And I was like, oh, that's not where I paint my nails. I paint my nails right here. That's what happened. And then I started painting her nails and immediately saw that this was soothing for her. And again, it is soothing and it's in a very tender area, but also you are showing them that soft touch and what that feels like. And then they can actually administer it to you and it's safe. Not being rough, right? They need that experience on how to be gentle and what that touch feels like, and that it empowers them that they can do something kind. And that very same child actually went up to another child who was in her particular spot, and we were like, is she gonna like push her out of the way? She went right up to her and like petted her head and was like talking to her soft. So the role modeling does work. When you are on the floor role modeling with them, for them, they will do it. They just really need that practice, and so do you. Okay, so moving right along, narrating play. So I'm still on the floor, I'm still down here with them. I might be sitting at a table in a chair with them. And so the narrating is, we use this for two different reasons: to cope and to help us engage in play with maybe a child who's not ready to play yet. So sometimes we want to just like dive into play and be like, what do you want to play? What do you want to do? Oh, you like my doll? Let's play with my doll, or whatever it is. And sometimes that's just too much. So specifically for a child that you want to engage with a little bit more, that you want to learn how to trust you, maybe they're not ready for your play, maybe you just redirected them and it didn't go so well, and you don't want to leave this child but she doesn't want you around you, you can grab a toy, excuse me, an item. I'm in the playhouse here, so I can kind of grab I'm gonna grab a couple things actually. And come over here. Okay. So I've got some toys, and it might be something that I know that my friend has a preference with playing with, and or it might just be something. So right now I have just like a plate of people. They're just little people. all different shapes and colors and sizes, and you may have this in your manipulatives as well. And I'm just gonna start playing and talking to them. So they're on the floor, and I'm just gonna start narrating. Oh my gosh, hi, how are you? Oh, hi, mommy. Mommy's gonna drop you off at school. Have a really great day. And I'm just gonna start playing a scenario, and I'm just gonna go, and and then I might move a little bit closer to my friend, and maybe I might put the toys in eyesight and see what they do. And I might grab another one. I am not trying to make eye contact. I'm not trying to man for their attention. I am just simply in their space, parallel playing with them so that they can hear me. I'm being safe, I'm present. I'm not necessarily engaging with them, but I'm engaging for them. So I'm narrating a play. Oh, there's a little kitty, and I'm changing my voice and I'm changing my tone, and I'm totally being silly and wacky, and you have to really kind of just let the ego go and just be silly. You can sing a song if you really don't know what to say, and you're starting to get into this practice of play and narrating play. You can sing a song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are up above. And you're just keeping that going, right? And you're just maybe you're picking up another toy and you're playing with her hair. Oh my gosh, her hair is so soft. I wonder what we're gonna do today at school. Oh, Miss Jackie's getting ready for her art. I see her getting her stuff. I cannot wait. And then we're gonna have lunch, and then we're gonna go outside. Maybe you can talk about something that happened that you didn't really like. Oh, my friend, she got really upset with me because she wanted my shovel, but I didn't want to share with her. And I said, I need space, please. No, thank you. Hearing the verbiage that you're giving them, not placing any demands on them that you need to say this, you're supposed to share. You're not really placing any commands, demands, anything on them. You're not expecting them to repeat you. You may hear them start to repeat it. You may hear them to start to turn to you to engage. Yeah, I didn't like that. This is a coping exercise. They are working through, they are processing what happened, what is happening. You are changing the tone of their mood so that they can move on and process what's going to happen next. I do a lot of narrating also for transitions of dropping off children. Of course, they're screaming, they're crying, I want mommy, I want mommy. I always tell them, she's coming back. They always come back, and that's it. I don't have a conversation about it. You can choose to draw a picture for mommy. Sometimes the more conversation, the more attention you put onto it, it prolongs them from getting into an activity, and it prolongs just the process of them moving on. And you're not lying, she is coming back. Our mommies and daddies always come back. Maybe it's grandma, Nana's day to pick up. You are not lying. They're not coming back right now, but they're not in the developmental space for a duration of time. So you don't need to get into all of that. Well, she's got to go to work, and I want my child to understand. That's too much talk. Less is more. Mommy is coming back. What would you like to do? Oh, you still need some time and space? That's okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go say good morning to the birds. Should we go for a walk? Good morning, birds. Oh, look, I see a bird over there. Listen, did you hear that bird? So you're just narrating this environment. Even if there are no birds, you are looking for birds, you are looking for bugs. You are changing the narrative, and you are narrating what is happening in their environment so that they can process, move past that initial challenging transition, move into a new space of what is happening around me. They are becoming more self-aware. Their mood is changing. They are no longer crying. And you can say, what would you like to do? Sometimes they're too young for that question. So you can walk around, and the first thing you see, oh, would you like to read a book on the bench? That looks really fun. Oh, let's see what kind of other books are in the basket. Maybe we can rerun together. And then you're going, if that's doesn't suit the child, move on to the next one. Oh, look at all these sand toys. The teacher put this out today. What would you like to use them? Whatever is in sight is what you are introducing and offering to a child. Maybe they just want to walk around holding your hand for a little while, and that is okay too. So the narrating is really, it's important to change that mood. It's a coping strategy, but it's also a really good practice for you to understand how to play a little bit more, to be just a little bit more outside of the box. change your tone, talk to the birds, change your tone. Good morning, birds. Oh, did you hear that tweet? Oh, let's be really quiet. I wanted to see if I can hear him again. Nope, we didn't hear him. Okay, let's go look for some bugs. Bugs have really tiny ears, so sometimes we have to be really quiet and fun and exciting, and then they can start to whisper. And then maybe at nighttime when you have to whisper, it's not so, because some children don't know how to whisper, and so at nighttime when we try to whisper, they don't know how to do it. So, which moves into another approach during nap time. Less talk is more. So if you talk with a child, if you talk to a child, you are engaging in a conversation, and that is not what we want to do at nap time. So a lot of the petting and a lot of the soothing touches that we want to do not get paired with conversation. We're putting soft music on, we're doing the soft touching, and we are not having conversations. If you have to tell a child or redirect them, it is direct, quiet, and simple. And keeping that, oh, we're gonna stay on our mats right now. You don't have to go to sleep, but your body needs to grow and rest. So we're gonna stay on our mat. You're keeping your whisper voice because you're telling them that we still have to be quiet for all of our peers and all of our friends. Okay, I'm gonna take another quick short break, and then I will be right back.